All right, let's do the Friday night breakdown of the Giles and Auburn game. Let's kind of call it the good, the bad, and the ugly, I guess. Had a little bit of everything in it. The first half, I thought we played some really good football. I think we come out really focused. Our minds were set right. Our running backs ran exceptionally hard, and our line blocked really well. Our line blocked pretty darn good most of the game. Little second half, there was a couple series there, but overall, our line played really well, and I'm gonna hit on them a little bit because I always give the running backs a lot of, time. Our line made some huge holes. Our line, I noticed every time I watched the line anyway, they were coming off low. I don't know how many times I've seen people getting pancaked for Auburn. I don't know how many times safeties were double teamed and get knocked down. I know at least once, I can't remember if it was first or second half, our line took, I think it was their linebacker, and probably drove him 20 yards downfield and dumped him. So we were on top of the safeties. It's knocking everybody back. I know playing 10-man myself, and I know Timmy Muncie played 10-man. It's not easy to get to the safety on some of those plays. It's really hard. Let me look here. But, I noticed that Hunter Keffer a couple times got all the way down the field, was on top of the safety, put him on his back. There's numerous times I've seen him, knocking people on their backs and making holes. I think he's been a good addition to like I said, the line playing 10-man. I know he's young. I think a sophomore. Yeah, I think he played really well tonight, and I think his brother. I talked about him a lot. I had a brain fart there. Skylar Keffer played really well. He's always a dead on center, one of the best we've had. But on his kick out block on the reverse, he was nailing it more times than not that I've seen. I thought he did a really good job. I thought he pancaked several people. Not just that, there's several other blocks he had, and he's getting on top of them. We need that. We need that every single play, and you are more than capable of doing it. And just high ceiling, you can do really well. But I thought your kickouts were excellent tonight on the majority of the plays, and like I said, the Keffer brothers I thought played pretty well. The rest of the line, and I'm sorry I cannot remember your names, and I apologize for that. But like I said, there was holes. There was holes most of the game. Our running backs had plenty of room to run. Our running backs were blocking for each other. So that was very, very good. I thought the pass blocking for our offensive line was, for the most part, exceptional tonight. People go getting there sometimes, and they did, but for the most part, exceptional. So great job, guys. Like I said, I did really like the kick out blocks by Keffer and his brother getting down the field, especially on the safeties, and rolling them up. And there were several other blocks that they did good. I thought they played really well tonight, and our whole offensive line, I thought. Now the coaches may see stuff on film, and they see me, tell me I'm crazy and I missed a lot, which I probably did. But overall, I thought you played pretty darn good, especially the first 2.5 quarters. But most of the game, y'all made holes. Y'all definitely made holes. But when y'all was on point, man, y'all was just clearing the path. I was really impressed with the pass blocking. I said y'all did really well, giving Antonio plenty of time to set up and throw the ball, and he set up really good and had plenty of time to throw, and threw some beautiful passes, especially some deep passes. And there were some great catches there, so I don't want to forget those. I know, Twaits had some nice catches today. He had a nice hit on defense, knocked the ball loose. Tickle had some nice catches. I think an interception over the shoulder, which was pretty. I said both those guys did really good catching the ball. So that was great. He did really, really well doing that. So, like I said, that was really good. I know there's a couple passes there, Antonio. One of them, I don't think you even seen the guy, to be perfectly honest. When he kind of threw it in the flat, I think it was a pick six. They returned it, but I think the guy's just position. You never seen him. I could be wrong. But like I said, you're going to throw picks. You're going to have fumbles. I know you had one of those tonight. Those are going to happen. But, you shook it off. And you come back and played really good. And that's a mark of a good ball player. And, I'm glad you didn't hang your head and dwell on it. You come back and you fought. And, you was cleaning these guys' clocks running the ball. And I've said this for several videos. You running backs keep doing it. Fourth quarter, they don't want you. And our line was blocking. And like I said, Antonio, you was running over people. By the fourth quarter, they didn't want any part of you. Any part of you. The rest of the run backs, man, start doing the same, man. Do not take the blow. Deliver it. Like I said, by the fourth quarter, after our lines pounding on them all day, and you all are, running over them and juking when you have to juke, by the fourth quarter, they are not going to want any of you. But Antonio, I love the way you run with force and power. And I think that's what we need. And you're doing it really well, really, really well. And I think you and Miller really complement each other. Do a really good job. Then you throw in Luke Humphreys in there is playing. I thought he played really good at wingback. He did really good. I think he's playing good. I thought the offense played really, really well at first half. I think we got a little lackadaisical going into midway through the third quarter on, but when the offense needed to go down and score, we did. So you all bounced back really well as far as that goes. The only thing I can say, as far as the passing, if it's not there, man, Antonio, just go pull it down and run. But overall, I think you're doing a good job making good decisions. Just continue to know where all your receivers are on the field. But like I said, it is easy to get comfortable with somebody to go to that person. Can't really knock it if it's working. But I thought you played really, really well again. Miller played well, but I just got to give it to the line. The line made huge holes tonight. And like I said, not taking anything away from any other backs or anything, but the pass block was good. The runs were good, hard hitting runs. So overall good. I thought good on offense. Now let's talk about the defense a little bit. I thought, the first half, you all played really well on defense. You all, intercepted some balls during the game. You missed some you probably should have had. But, y'all played really well. You was flying around to the ball. Heard some good hits. So y'all played really well in that aspect. The only thing I can say about the defense, it seemed like to me, and to some others, it seemed like maybe midway through that third quarter, I think he went up 37-0, 37-7, something around in there. You may have got a little lackadaisical. Hey, the game's over. You slacked up a little bit, and it let them get back into the game. Their confidence grew a little bit, and they did a few things and got some scores. But overall, especially that first 2.5 quarters, I thought y'all played pretty good. Now, one thing I did notice, more so in the second half when Auburn started their, if you want to call it a comeback, they was never really close. One thing you guys are doing, this was pretty bad in previous years, but this game I noticed it. You're going for that big hit instead of wrapping up. Now, the big hit is great. Like I said, I know Twaits had a big hit after Auburn boy caught the ball, and he knocked the crap out of him, and the boy dropped the ball. You get those hits sometimes, but there was a lot of times going for that big hit, you hit and bounced off. I know it happened once, went for a big hit, and I can't remember if you just missed it or you kind of bounced off of him, the guy ran it for a touchdown. I tend to call those the ESPN hits because, that's what you see on ESPN all the time, those big hits. Guys, wrap up. That is the most important thing. And I think it kind of goes to show how you got to stay focused for a whole ball game. You will play some very good competition come up next few weeks as far as Grayson and George Wythe. And games probably going to be a whole lot closer. You're not going to be able to afford to go for those big hits and miss it and let them guys run for touchdowns. These games could be nail biters. Wythe always plays us good. Grayson has had a pretty darn good ball team the past few years. So this is where you've got to stay focused for a whole ball game. You can't play a half. It don't matter if you're up 37-0. Play the rest of that ball game like you played, getting them first, 37 points like that and shutting the offense down. Play that pissed off frame of mind, like I said, from beginning to end, no matter what the score is. Boys, I'm going to say it now so I'll forget it if I don't. It's in your hands. You can have home field advantage to the playoffs if you keep winning. Everybody's coming to Giles. You have the home field. You have the horn. You had the cowbells, which, again, fans, bring back the cowbells. Bring back the noise. It will help the kids out, and it drives the other teams crazy. I remember reading where a kid from Riverside a couple years ago, we'd been in the playoffs, said playing at Giles was the worst place he ever played because, as he put it, the stupid horn and those dang cowbells. Well, bring those noisemakers back. The horn's there. Let's make it loud again. Because some of these places we get on the road, they won't let Terry, bring the horn, or the fans bring the cowbells or the money shakers. I don't know what to call them. So guys, the home field is there for you, but you've got to play. You've got to be focused the whole ball game, offense and defense. Like I said, offense, I thought pretty well you did tonight because you moved the ball all night long. Just minor breakdowns, and like I said, that's what happened. Defense, you played good, for quite a good amount of the ball game, but again, it feels like you got a little lackadaisical midway through the third quarter, probably. Because, the game's wrapped up. We got this. Then next thing you know, they're within 3 touchdowns, and that could turn bad quickly, especially if you played a better ball team. So just remember, focus, the whole ball game from beginning to end. Keep the pissed off mentality, the whole game, beginning to end. But other than that, man, I thought we played, pretty good. That was one of the better Auburn teams than they've had in many years. Of course, they haven't had a team in a couple years. But that was a better ball team they've had in a couple years. They did not quit. And they very easily could have. And that's what I'm saying. You guys need to look at that. They didn't quit. They kept battling. That's why you all can't quit. You all cannot take teams lightly, whether it be coming up or during the game. You got to stay focused, no matter what the score is. No matter if one of your teammates goes down, or which did happen tonight, or whatever the case may be, you've got to stay focused. You've got to find a way to stay focused. You seniors, this is it. Your last hurrah. So you say, keep everybody in line, man. Keep everybody in line and, bust them. But again, just a couple things. I'm just really impressed with the way the offensive line played. I thought that might have been one of your better games all year as far as being consistent, as far as blocking during the game. I think Skylar Keffer, I think that might have been your best blocking game that I have seen all year. So I can't speak for the coaches or anybody else, but I thought you did a really, really good job. This is, again, especially on that kick out on the reverse. Lord, I don't know. Hunter Keffer, again, I thought you played good. You was getting the safeties. You're knocking other people down. A whole line in general. Again, I've seen you out there on the safeties, knocking linebackers back. Just really good play, I thought. But it can be a whole lot better. And I'm sure the coaches are going to tell you all that. You all can play a whole lot better. You all have not even reached the peak of how good you all can play. The line, the running backs, everything. I think our passing game has so much more it can go. I thought Steve did a good job of calling the games tonight. Like I said, the calls coming up from the booth, letting know, what's going on. Seems to be really gelling. I don't know if it's Steve and Timmy. I think it is, but I could be wrong. I think they're doing a good job together. And, I don't know. Our offense has a long way to go in a good way. I think we have a lot of things, like I said, we can do, and a lot more plays we can do and practice on. I give Steve credit that he could have stopped passing a lot of times in the game, but he didn't. And I think, to me, that's good practice. I mean, you look at Glenver and some of these other teams, Glenver will not put their second team in. They are constantly, and I heard their coach say this once, they are preparing for the playoffs. He's preparing for his players, which is the starters, this time to get into the playoffs and be ready. So I thought the aggressive play calling was really good. I like aggressive play calling, and I thought that was good. But I'm sure your coaches are going to have a lot to say about some things. They'll watch the film and see a whole lot more. But I'm going to try not to keep rambling here. But offense, congratulations. Played a good job. Like I said, some nice catches by Twaits. Brain fart there. Tickle. Just really good. Running backs, you play good. Antonio, I'm still trying to think of a nickname for you. I don't know if I want to call you the train, the bus, or what, because you're just the truck, because you're trucking people. And you're like a locomotive, too, on the tracks that can't be stopped. You're rolling people. And I'd like to see that the rest of the running backs do the same thing. Lower that shoulder and run over them. So, again, good job of doing that. It's a good job on the passing game. Antonio, I thought you did a good job. You had some beautiful deep passes. I've probably already said that a couple times. But I'm bragging on the line tonight because they did an excellent job, I thought, for the most part of the game. I'm sure there's a lot of blocks that got missed. There's always blocks that get missed, and I'm sure you all will hear about it, and, well, you should. But you played great. I thought you played a really good game. Coaches may disagree with me. Defense, you have a lot of room for improvements, a lot of room, and you're very capable of doing it, very capable. I know you lost one of your members tonight. I don't know if they'll be back or not. I'm not going to say his name or, what happened. But hopefully he'll be back and get to play some more this year. But, man, something like that happens. Like I've told you in other videos, you second teamers, third teamers, however you want to look at it, you are one play away. You're one play away from being a starter, one play away from maybe playing the whole game, and it could be on you to save the game. So in practice, pay attention. Just because you're a backup don't mean you don't pay attention. Pay attention to what the coaches are telling you. When you get your reps, even if it's going against the first team offense or first team defense, make the most of them. You'll make them better, and you'll be better. So you got to get after it. You got, like I said, really 2 hard games coming up here in the next few weeks. And that's going to mean the district, and that's probably going to mean the number 1 seed in our region. And so how bad do you want it? But don't dare overlook Galax or Fort Chisel just cause the record. And do not take Grayson's, I guess they were 2-2 or 2-3 last record I seen. They are much better than that record. Do not be fooled by that. But I said the good was how I think the offense played and how the defense played for at least half the game. Not that they played totally awful the second half, but there's a lot of missed tackles trying to go for that big killer hit. And, just some things that, will definitely be corrected, I'm sure, by the coaches. Again, I said, I don't want to forget, Antonio, I think you're playing a really good ball right now. I think you're in a really good groove with the rest of our backs. Just remember, man, if there's nobody there, you don't need to force it. Pull it down and run it. Toss it out of bounds. Late in the game, like I said, the way you're trucking people, they're not going to want you anyway. If nothing's there, pull it down and run it. But I think you're making good decisions overall. Like I said, the bad was how we played kind of halfway through the third quarter on. Did not play really good. And ugly, like I said, was losing a member of our defense, number 24, going down. That was a bad thing, and hopefully that's all the injuries we had coming out of that game. And just hopefully we'll be back. You seem like you had a really good attitude there as you left the field. So I know if you can be back, you will. But that's it. We're on 20 minutes here, so we'll stop. But again, I always do this. Offensive line. excellent job. I thought coaches are probably going to disagree with me. For the most part of the ball game, I thought excellent job. But you got to block like that every single play, every single game. And because I know it's hard to center the ball and get some of the blocks. So that's why I'm personally challenging Keffer, our center, to try to get every block like you got them kick-out blocks. I know you have it in you. And the guy you're supposed to block's not there, heck, hit somebody. But yeah, I think it definitely was. That's that I've seen your best game that I've seen you play, and good job of that. I guess that's about it. We're still working on the kicking game. It's coming along. It's a work in progress. And we got to keep working on that because I think we'll need it during the playoffs. But I know the coaches will probably disagree with me on several things, and they're the coaches. You know, they'll see more than I see, especially after watching film. But from what I've seen, for most part, especially the first half, great job, guys. Just remember, you got to stay focused the whole game. That's the biggest thing I would tell you all, because I think that's more what happened than anything. Don't worry about those big killer hits. Yeah, they might be there, and you might get them sometimes. But the most important thing is to wrap it up, make sure that ball carrier goes down. So just keep your focus. Keep your focus, no matter what the score is, no matter how much you're up. Keep your focus. You know, keep your intensity. Keep your anger. Your pissed offness. Just really dial it in. The second half, the end of the season is coming up. Go into the playoffs not limping, but on a dead sprint. You know, play every single game, beginning to end, with everything you got. Do not let up, no matter what the score is. But guys, congratulations on the win. And one other thing, for the player that quit, you know, you're a young man. You make mistakes. Things happen. But in the end, you know, you let your teammates down. You let your friends down. But like I said, you're a young man. You make mistakes. I hope you don't regret that decision from now on, especially if they get a ring. I don't know if the coaches will let you come back or not if you want to. But I think you are going to need, if they would let you come back, you're going to need to get your teammates to say, yeah, we want you back. And you're going to have the attitude, okay, hey, I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm sucking up no matter what happens, and I'm going to be the best football player I can be for this last part of my high school career. But, you know, that'd be up to the coaches and up to you how bad you'd want it, I guess. But like I said, you're a young man. You make mistakes. I just hate that it happened because you're a good ball player. Real good ball player. But that's it. I know I went a little long today on my videos. But anyway, we'll see y'all, I guess not next week because we are open. So I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Like I said, unless something happens during the week, I might make a video or something. But if not, then I'll see you all in a couple weeks. And thank you for your support. And we'll see you here in a couple weeks on Friday Night Breakdown.